cried the sparrow.
You're listening to the Sailing into Oblivion podcast, where we sit down with everyday people who do extraordinary things. I'm your host, Jerome Rand. Oh, the seagulls are squawking. The boats are all lying so gently on their moorings out here in this beautiful little sound, this little harbor that we find ourselves in. There's something so idyllic about Cape Cod in the summertime. It's a nice, crispy morning, a little bit chilly, but nothing too bad. Slept like a rock last night after speaking at Wild Harbor Sailing. Oh my gosh, what a fun group of people. That was absolutely amazing. A big thanks to them. This is a club that is basically working with they're my kind of club, because they essentially they do with what they have, and they do an amazing amount with that. And sometimes, it was funny, Lucy and I were talking last night about how when you don't have all of the resources to go after your dreams, you're going to fight so hard, because you're never going to look at like what you might not have or what you wish you had. You're just going to be like, well, this is what we got, and let's fight it out, and we're going to reach what we want to reach, and we're going to do it through hard work and determination. And boy, seeing the enthusiasm, the smiles, just the absolute love of sailing and racing and learning and teaching, it was just amazing. The staff were great. Megan, thank you so much for hosting me there. I just couldn't have been happier. And there was a little Opti that was named Sparrow. It had Sparrow right along the side. And all I could think of is, oh, that kid's parents are in trouble. We got a future adventurer here. And they're going to be worrying about this kid for the rest of his life. Holy smokes. So really cool, though. I really like venues like that. It's nice. We get to kind of throttle back the the officialness of a presentation. The I don't know. You can just make it really casual, and it's fun, and people can throw questions out during the show, and it doesn't really matter, because everybody's kind of in that mindset. They're all sailors, and I really do thoroughly enjoy speaking to groups like that. I mean, I like speaking to anybody. Everybody's a little bit different, but these small sailing clubs, you just can't beat them. So big thanks to them. Today we are going to, and this morning, I woke up and it's just absolutely so beautiful here on Cape Cod, and I'm just looking out and I'm having my elixir of life, this lovely cup of joe. Oh, so good. I just decided, okay, let's buckle in. Let's at least throw out the first episode from the Offshore recording. So that's what we're going to get into today. I think I'm going to just basically piece these all together and do them in hour-long increments. So we're going to have either 2 or possibly 3 parts, depending on how long they are. Because in the beginning, a lot of these are short, and they're like 5 to 6 minute little clips. And the reason being is that it was so insanely hot. It was like sailing in through Dante's Inferno out there. And so I could really only spend so much time sitting down below on this boat, dripping with sweat, while I tried to record my thoughts. And yeah, kind of interesting. You can tell it's kind of, I don't know. I only listened to chunks of it, but pretty goofy stuff. You can tell I'm a little sleep deprived. I'm a little heat exhausted, I suppose, but I don't know. For those of you who listen to these specific podcasts, hopefully you enjoy, and hopefully you are entertained. But so hopefully enjoy these, and we'll be putting these out over the next few days. And then I have about a week here before we do the last leg of the journey, and we're going to head all the way up to Rockland, Maine. So that's sort of the game plan. Might try and do a pit stop in Gloucester if the weather is good. But sadly, I am running out of time. I need to leave the East Coast, leave New England, and go back to the Midwest to help close down another sailing club and pack it away for the coming winter. So, boy, I'll tell you, time is one of those things. It is so fleeting, especially when things just start get going and you start having all these things you got to do and all. It seems like that's just when time it disappears. It's like poof, right out of your hand. Other times when it's completely boring and there's nothing going on, it seems like that takes forever. So I don't know. It's the delicate balance of life, I guess. But before I start the show, like I always say, big thanks. There have been people who have reached out with generosity beyond compare. And it's not always in the form of like the Patreon or one-time donations, all that sort of stuff. A lot of times it's just an offer of a mooring and a place to take shelter, i.e. out in Newport or down in Cape Fear, here in Cape Cod. It really is quite incredible, the outpouring of support, and I cannot thank everybody enough. It is absolutely amazing to feel like you've got a crew or a team behind you that wants to help, I don't know, make a success out of every one of these trips. So I really do appreciate it. You all know who you are. And I do want to do a quick shout out to Jeff, who originally brought me out here to Cape Cod quite a while ago to do the first presentation, which has led to this and also led to me being able to form these new friendships with a lot of great people. So Jeff, you know who you are, and I really do appreciate the fact that you took a chance on having me out here, and it has ended up turning into blossoming into a pretty cool relationship. And I can't imagine ever sailing past Cape Cod ever again. It's always going to be a place where I have to stop. So big thanks there. Got obviously all the stuff in the description if you do want to help support the show, if you want to help support future adventures. I tell you, I was talking about it last night in the Q&A, and I don't know what the future has in store as far as big trips and things like that, but I have to tell you, I want to go after that Atlantic figure eight. I know it's not the biggest trip in the world. I know it's not the most daunting by any means, but there's something about it that I really would like to complete that route. And, I don't think it's going to happen this winter. There's just no way, but maybe it's one of those things where we go after it and try and set up for next year. And so it'd be a fall start, and pretty much during the winter, and then come back in the spring. But I don't know. That's kind of the game plan. So we've got everything out there for people to help support with that. All the links are in the description. And then also, obviously, we do still have, I want to keep mentioning not only the Rust Belt 950, check that one out, and then also the show that we're going to have October 2nd in Indianapolis. We're selling tickets for that one. It's pretty rare to try and put your own show on, but if you are in the area, come on out. It's going to be an absolute blast. Just check the show notes on that one. But other than that, if you want to reach out to the show, coaching, consulting, or possibly having me come out and speak for an event, sailingintoOblivion.com. You can contact the show right from there. Well, that was a long intro. Thank you all so much again for the support. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you enjoy the madness of sailing on the surface of the sun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the open ocean, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes. We are cracking in to an ice cold BL, baby. And we're doing it because, well, down in the cabin right now, it's 90 degrees. Yes, it's running hot. It was running hot all day. And wow, I'm just glad the engine didn't overheat. The water's hot, the air is hot, so even the fan that I have in the engine room is just blowing hot air onto a hot engine. So either way, cheers, back on the ocean. Oh, I bought a couple bags of ice before I left. This is like a go-to trick for the old school, not powerful enough refrigerator crew. I know you're out there. The you any void space you have in your ice box or refrigerator, pack it full of ice. It'll give you like an extra day of extra cold stuff in there. Plus, so right now in the freezer, we have a ham, like a full ham thing, and then we've got a pound of bacon, and we've got a pound of hamburger, grass-fed. It's going to be delicious. 90-10, so kind of lean. And then, what's the last thing? And then a Ziploc bag filled with water. But that has now been turned into block ice. And I'm going to keep rotating that out every single day. If it's sunny and we're producing a huge amount of power, I'm going to build some ice, throw the ice in the fridge, and swap it out when I can, just to kind of help. I don't know. I think of it as like a cold sink. Because Mighty Sparrow's fridge, I don't think is insulated very well. It's just a fiberglass bed essentially, but I don't think it's insulated around it very well. So, I do what I can. I try and mitigate the power usage. Right now, we're fully juiced, and everything in the freezer is frozen to a block. So I'm still running the fridge at full tilt, but because everything's frozen in there, I don't think is having to kick on quite as much. It's the biggest power consumption on this boat, and many boats, if you don't have AC, is the old refrigeration. So got to keep an eye on that. But holy cow, we're out here. We're sailing. We've got the number 1 jib, which is about 120%. We got the staysail, and we got the full mainsail. Cheers to that. Oh, this is like for the farmer's can. I love that. Gotta love farmers. We're cruising along at a good clip. We are just... Oh, jeez Louise. You hear the Coast Guard check-in stations and the pilots and all that sort of stuff clamoring about all crazy like around these parts. Pretty much Savannah to Cape Hatteras. You're hearing nothing but clutter and chatter. We are on the very edge of the Frying Pan Shoals, and within the next... probably during the course of this podcast, depending on how long it goes, we are going to pass the final really shallow spot where I believe it gets down to about 13 feet. Yeah, I'm seeing 13. Wow. And it's cool because in the water you see these little... Oh, jeez Louise. You see these little... light spots where you're like, oh, I'll bet you it's only about 20 feet deep right here. And then it's going to just drop 50, 60. Well, I guess it's going to take a little while to get out. It's going to take a while to get out to where it's like 500 feet deep. But essentially, we are headed to the southeast as best as we can. We're kind of on a broad reach now. I'm going to probably have to switch that number 2 out to a drifter, go as big as we possibly can, because we are in search of the Gulf Stream, folks. Yes, that conveyor belt in the ocean. I cannot wait to ride it to the northeast for the next 150 miles, if not more. Because we've got the weather, I'm definitely way more confident to just punish this little stretch of ocean and head offshore a couple hundred miles and utilize as much of it as possible before then jetting north into those cold Labrador current waters. There are a couple oddball buoys around here. Last I looked, we weren't gonna splice through any of them. They're not on the chart though, which is kind of interesting. You always got to keep your eye out. Places like these, where there's shoals around and stuff, you never really know. But, we're doing 6.67 knots. Woohoo! We must have some current with us because it's getting lighter. The winds are supposed to drop off a little bit. Hence, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to throw the old drifter up, switch that out. But we're looking at a pretty fine forecast for the night. Hopefully, the winds will continue to blow. Fortunately, it's going to be... for the remainder of the day, it's going to be out of the the west-southwest, mostly west. And then into the night, it fills in. Well, no, then it drops off, but it comes around out of the south-southwest. which, depending on my position at that point, can be kind of good to just keep getting out there. And then tomorrow midday, it fills in out of the southwest. So I might just be staysail, mainsail, pole, just running with it to stay in the stream. If I get to the stream, I could literally be doing 3 knots of boat speed, and I'm going to be seeing 7-8 knots over the ground. So I'm happy to do that. I don't mind rolling, and it looks like that wind is going to should continue for 24 hours, well into Monday the 28th, which is great. And then things get wonky. Luckily, I've got plenty of fuel aboard, so we shouldn't have too much trouble with that. So I'll be able to actually motor for some of this. But yeah, we get a little bit of a north, and then we get another south. I just need to like punch through this calm ridge and then get into that, because the big news is that on Friday the 1st, that's when we're going to see some action. That's where we're going to do a little bit of tangoing with Mother Nature and see what happens. There's just a low pressure system, kind of a cold front, sort of. I don't know. It looks like it's got a little rotation. I don't know. We'll have to see. We're gonna have to. It's too far out on the forecast to make any judgment calls. All right, real quick, I'm gonna do a little look-see-loo. Gotta make sure. Keep an eye out. Oh, it's getting light. Real light. Eek. Not seeing any buoys. I'm seeing some massive cumulonimbus clouds. But they're way off in the distance over the land. Tell you, this heat is producing them. It is crazy. I definitely expect to deal with some serious thunderstorms on this little voyage up to Cape Cod. But it should be a lot of fun. I'm already super stoked, if you can't hear it in my voice. Like, there's just something that happens. I always suffer from quite a bit of stress related to the leaving your marina and having a motor in a channel that's also a pretty big shipping channel, and there's currents, and there's all this stuff, and there's all these different factors. I have to just kind of remind myself, like, all right, well, listen, if your engine starts overheating on you, you sail. And if you can't sail, you throw out your anchor. So you just plan on not trying to be in the absolute middle of the channel. So kind of accordingly head on out there and stick to one side or the other. So if you did have to anchor, also, it was really, really cool of Ben to... I don't know. Ben's he's been absolutely like the Rock of Gibraltar. Probably embarrassing him here. But as a ambassador for the Cape Fear area, there is no match. And I really do appreciate all the help with everything. Fantastic contact. And it was so funny because it was basically back in December when he reached out and offered safe haven when I was traversing this stretch of water in those tumultuous, those troubled times that I was dealing with. So shout out to Ben. I really appreciate it, man. You made my stay down there so much easier. I mean, literally hit him up and ran to Napa. We got oil filters, fuel filters, all that sort of stuff. All the things that you forget about, when you're on and off the boat month to month and week to week, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so we're cruising. Not much traffic out here. There was one big ship that came in, but thankfully I caught them on the radio, and the pilot was talking about entering. Their arrival was around noon, so I was out of there by about 10:30. It was a little bit of a struggle to get out because the winds were basically right on the nose, so I had to do a little motor sailing and tacking. But Mongo is engaged. We are still cruising. Like I said, I got to add some more sail so we can get another knot of boat speed, but so far, everything's looking good. One of the things I always like to do in the beginning is, not push the boat, but I want to sail the boat. I want to make sure we're powered up. to the point where we're comfortable. We're not getting crazy right out the gate. But then I can listen, I can look, I can see. Obviously, we're pretty low tech here, so there's no like draw of a cell phone or anything like that. It's basically the biggest distraction I end up having is when I turn the music up too loud and I can't hear the little groans and moans and all that sort of stuff, which is something I think is very important in the beginning. If your boat hasn't been out to sea for a little while, take a little time to listen to her. Listen to what's going on. If you're hearing little pings and dings and little things that have corroded away while the vessel sits quietly in a safe little harbor. Sometimes just things happen. So keeping an ear out for that. Doing my checks, rounding the boat a couple of times here. Everything is looking good. And we're feeling pretty comfortable. We're already in hour 3 of actually sailing without the engine, so we're getting into the groove. I'm gonna have some lunch here, but first and foremost, like it's all about in light winds and variable conditions like this. It's all about sail changes, and I know a lot of people are kind of like, dude, you need a furling unit, but I will tell you, I got the big drifter, the little drifter. I got the number 1, 2, and 3 jib. Between those 5 sails, I can do some pretty miraculous adjustments to really not only be able to keep the boat going in lighter and heavier winds, but also, depending on the point of sail. Like coming out here, we're hard on the wind, so I put up the number 1 jib because I can still get upwind. If I put a drifter up, it's just going to drag the bow down and stall us out. So there's all these like little intricate things that you can kind of toy with and mess with. The only thing that's missing from the old quiver at this point is a spinnaker. But I think we're getting closer to finding that beautiful, perfect one that's going to get utilized. Let's be real. Get utilized like 5 times a year on this boat. But hey, it's still worth it. It's so nice to throw that spinnaker up. I don't think I could even do it today because there's still a little leftover swell. But the drifter should be A-OK. So that's going to be my update because I want to get this boat back up to 7 knots. And we're just going to keep, like I said, like usual, I'm just going to keep rolling these out. I got the wonderful new mic stand and everything. Compliments of Passages from the Heart. Shell, shout out to you. Thank you so much. This is the first time I'm actually able to mount this thing right here on the chart table. And I can leave the bottom mount right there and then stash the mic and the arm and everything right into a nice, safe little cubby and pull it out. And it just makes it super easy to be like, oh, dude, I think I should record that. And then I can. It's like plug and play compared to the past where it was a bit of a debacle. I'm not gonna lie. There was lots of the amount of times the microphones fell off of these things was pretty crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna change some sail. We're gonna get this boat moving again, thundering through the water. And thanks for coming along for the ride. Thanks for listening. Thanks everybody for just keeping an interest in these little adventures and me droning on. So we're just going to keep plugging away, and I don't know exactly how I'll do all these, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. So that's update number 1. Oh, welcome to the show. Holy smokes, just woke up. Oh, the sun is... Oh, no, it's beating down on my eyeballs. Don't do it. Turn. Why? I just woke up after a dead sleep. Oh, thank you, giver of life. Oh, elixir of energy. Okay, I gotta do something about this. Oh, that light is rude. It's the worst. Oh, gosh. Is that going to do it? I don't know. I don't know! Get it out of my face, though! Cripes! What's a tap? Oh, man, it's 7 a.m. and it's already 60 or 86 degrees. Brutal. Brutal, guys and gals. Holy smokes. We're in it. Oh, we are drifting. No mainsail, no drifter, no sail at all. Bare poles, and we're barely even rolling. That's the crazy part. But on the bright side, get a load of this. Oh my gosh, I literally woke up like barely a minute ago. And we are doing 3 knots, people, because we made it out to the Gulf Stream. That was the only goal last night. I knew we were going to have this ugly calm for, well, it looks like we only got this for the next couple hours, but, pretty big calm. And guess what? We planned, we figured, and we bet, we put our money down that we'd be in this calm. And rather than have to motor, it should start filling in just in the next like 2 hours. We'll see. From the south, no less. So we should be able to continue our track northeast. Wow. Oh, I can't believe it came true. Oh, thank goodness. So we're still moving. It doesn't seem like it. I'm going to go for a swim because it is so hot. I am literally on fire. I drank 2 gallons of water yesterday. Just pouring sweat. Oh, this coffee's so dang delicious and necessary. Oh, holy smokes. Even though it's hot, it tastes so good. It tastes so good. Oh. Oh. I mean, last night was just so beautiful. All the stars were just absolutely destroying the sky. I stayed up way later than I should have. Oh. And I definitely had 1 or 2 extra BLs to celebrate day 1 at sea. Although I'm not really feeling that. I'm just feeling the sleep deprivation. Boy, oh boy, when you do that, sleep for 2 hours, but it's deep, and then wake up, like jostle yourself out. Oh man, you feel that. You feel like you got hit by a truck. Yeah, I woke to the sound. The mainsail was slatting away, which is a sound that haunts my dreams. Nay, it haunts my nightmares. But it's I went up, dropped all sail, and actually there is such little swell out there that you wouldn't even be able to tell. So the game plan for today is essentially I'm gonna go for a swim, shock myself into it. Although I'm sure the water's probably like 80-something degrees because we're in the middle of the Gulf Stream. And then I'm going to cook a dynamic, delicious breakfast. We're talking hash browns. We're talking bacon. We're talking eggs. And we're talking a bagel with some cream cheese. That's my That's my Chris Farley Chicago Bears voice. I don't have it in me to do the I am a sailor man. I mean, I could try it. I could try it for everybody if you really wanted to hear me say it. I am a sailor man. Riding the wind and waves is what I do and what I have done for years. No, terrible. Dude, I watched a couple YouTube videos proclaiming how that literally that performance in There Will Be Blood by Daniel Day-Lewis is the greatest acting of all time. Unquestioned. And I gotta tell you, I'm kind of thinking could be. I'd put it up there. I'd pit it up there with some of the greats. You know, I think Daniel Day-Lewis embodied such an insane character for such a insane amount of time. I mean, what has he done after that? Question. Not much. I think Philip Seymour Hoffman also embodied just about every single person he played, from Sandy in what was that movie? Oh, jeez. He played the brother-in-law or the best friend or something like that. Oh, God. Crocodile tears. When he's on the elevator, it's hilarious. He's like, oh, I'm so freaking horny. God. Just to announce it in case there was somebody there. Oh, jeez Louise. This podcast is going nowhere quick, ain't it? I feel like I've been out at sea for a month. I don't even know how that's humanly possible, but it definitely feels like it. All right, so we're going to come back to this. We're going to go take care of the morning ritual. Probably going to be a direct deposit today. And then, I don't know. Maybe we'll sit down. I'm not in any rush right now because we are moving 2.5 knots, to the northeast. Flat out, full throttle in the Gulf Stream. We got a big breakfast we're going to cook up. I will be super thankful when the sun rises high enough. I have one fan that kicks on through the solar controller, and I have it set to 12.5 volts as the cutoff. Unfortunately, we're at 12.4 because the fridge is thumping along to keep everything frozen. And it is. I'm just dripping sweat. We had dolphins yesterday too. Oh, that coffee's so good. All right, we're gonna come back with a fresh start, a brand new brain, and hopefully some good stuff to talk about. Thanks for listening. Oh my gosh. Okay, note to self: let's not do a podcast until we've woken up. Maybe that might be a good idea. Might be something we do going into the future. Thankfully, that one was pretty darn short. Well, we're post breakfast, and we're actually moving again, which is pretty cool. Please forgive any fan noise that might be going on, but it is absolutely too scorching, insanely hot to not have fans on down here. Oh, it's just going to be one of those days. I would not doubt that we're going to see 100 degrees down here in the cabin, which means I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time down here. I'm pretty much going to be doing the whole avoid heat stroke by sitting in the little tiny semblance of breeze that we have, which hopefully, and according to the forecast that I just downloaded, is going to build. Oh, man. Huge breakfast, though. Huge breakfast. I've got water in the fridge, cooling. I got ice being made. I'm going to need all of that. I've got my bandana around my neck, which, if you really get creative, you can then put a little piece of ice inside of it so that it slowly drips out or across your sternum. Oh, helping to cool you. Oh man, I'm just like, I'm full of, I'm just, oh man. It's so hot. It's so impossibly hot out here. Holy cow. And there's just no escape. Woo! Thankfully, we do have some crispy BLs in the fridge. So it's probably going to be one of those BL kind of days. I think the game plan really for this type of weather is stay out of the sun. Try and keep dousing myself with some water. Bandana on, obviously. And yeah, it's all about trying to mitigate the risk of having some sort of heat stroke. It's so it's so hot. It's so impossibly hot. There's just no air movement. I got all the portholes open, and there's still like it might be blowing 4 knots out there. Somehow, thank goodness, the sea is so flat that we are actually we are still moving at a pretty good clip. Actually, not gonna sugarcoat it. We're doing pretty well. Thank goodness for the Gulf Stream, because we did make it out here last night. And that means we are moving. Even when we were becalmed with no sails up, we're moving. Right now we're doing about 5.5 knots to the northeast, really. Yeah, shoot, we're at 57 degrees true. That's our heading, 60 degrees. That's not too bad. We're just going to keep on plugging away. And if we're lucky and we're able to hold this heading, we have essentially another 300 miles of northeast Gulf Stream to just carry us. So ideally we can just stay on this, and then as soon as we plunk out of this thing, we're just going to head due north. It would be amazing to be able to just jump right out and go due north. How's our forecast actually looking, though? Herein lies the rub, folks. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a building wind, but it is definitely going to be coming from right behind us. That's all right. I will take it. We might be pulled out staysail, mainsail, and then we're going to be hard on the wind. Winds come around out of the north, but they're light. Then they're out of the northeast, so I tack back. And then by about the 30th, we get, hopefully I'm up there high enough that we can start plugging away. And then we get about a day and a half between the 30th and 31st of pretty strong, 15 gusting to 20 southwesterly, which would shoot me directly up where I need to go, because by Friday we've got this low pressure system coming off with strong northerly breeze. But if I play my cards right, I will be up there and it'll just be an offshore breeze, because I'll be pulling into Nantucket Sound. That would be pretty cool. So we got to keep plugging away. We got to keep our eye on the prize, keep our head in the game, keep an eye on the sails, keep moving. I don't see any. There's only one dead spot, and I think next time we get to a dead spot, we're probably going to motor, just as, why not? keep us going. But yeah, we are east of Beaufort and headed towards Cape Hatteras, Diamond Shoal area. So we're doing all right. Awesome. I'm going to go back to drenching myself with water and sitting in the cockpit in this light, tiny little breeze and listening to Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Great book. Recommend it highly. All right. Thanks for listening. All right. Welcome. Day 2. Oh, geez Louise. I just got up. It is 7:25 p.m. Day 2 on the 27th. We might be in for a tussle, folks. Jeez. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of expected, kind of a welcome reprieve. I woke up from just like a sweat nap. I mean, we're talking sweaty, hot, 90-something degrees down here. And sometime afternoon, I was just like, dude, I'm just going to lay down. I don't think I can sleep in this heat, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I just didn't want to be up in the sun for fear of, not really fear of heat stroke. I'm pretty good at dealing with that, but. Oh, that coffee's so good. Oh, it's a different blend. We've got Mick Cafe Dark Roast. Yep. They didn't have breakfast blend. Had to change it up. Just made my first brew with the old camping French press. Holy smokes. All right. I got to register what all's going on out here. Okay. So we are. Oh, God. We are in for a night. Hopefully it's not a night to remember. Hopefully this gigantic, insane, thunderstormy type cloud cover that is sitting over the Cape of Hatteras, a.k.a. Graveyard of the Atlantic, is just right now deluging itself onto the great people of the Outer Banks, so that by the time it hits us, it is out of juice. But you can hope in one hand and you can poop in the other. See which one gets filled first. So we have to be prepared for a night of thunderstorms, crazy winds, rains, all that sort of stuff, and that's what we're going to have to do. But I will say, this cloud cover is a welcome reprieve from the just blazing sun that we're feeling all day long. Holy cow, it was so hot. This is the first time that the deck was just like hot on my feet. And my feet are pretty calloused up. And it was still hot. I sat down. There was one point where I sat down up on the cabin trunk. And I sat on one of the tracks for the Stasel car. And oh my goodness gracious, I'm surprised I didn't get 3rd degree burns. It was so hot. Anodized. I don't think it's, I guess it's aluminum. I don't know. But either way, holy smoke. Every surface that I touched that was not painted, that was like metal, was insanely hot. Crazy hot. It makes me want to tip my hat to Old Mighty Sparrow for sitting in that marina, that lovely little spot, for all these months in North Carolina when, golly, I could only imagine how many days it was just like a hondo in there, sun just beating down on it. I mean, that's, you wonder like, oh, how did these bolts and nuts like come loose? Well, because they were 1,000 degrees. And there's a lot of stretch and a lot of there's a lot of manipulation that happens when the heat does that. Oh, Lord. We're still in the Gulf Stream. We're right on the edge of it. What's our speed right now? Let's check that out. Gotta manipulate. Gotta move. Oh, this mic stand. Thank you so much, Shell. Really is quite incredible for these type of pods. It just makes it so easy. All right, we're doing 4.7 knots. We are going dead downwind. We got mainsail and staysail pulled out. 0350 degrees true. We got some traffic around us. I swear I saw. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got one big boy. Class A. Swap and Express from Liberia. Wow. They have such a huge shipping industry in Liberia. It's very incredible. 12.9 knots, going the exact same course as we are. CPA 4.6 nautical miles. Closest point approach. TCPA 53 minutes. So we got an hour before we even... I can see him already. I saw him when I got up. Eagle eye. Trying to be like Dobbs. Really. Eagle eye. He spotted that life raft. It was rather amazing. I had a video of that, and I chose to take it off of YouTube because the comment section was getting a little insane, and people seemed so concerned. I didn't want to have to sit there and start being like, yeah, there's not a head in there. There's no one in there. And then I just thought, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to take this video down. If people are freaking out, the last thing I need is people calling up and saying, hey, you shoulda. You know what you need to do? I didn't need a bunch of Svens out there. Oh, that coffee is a savior. Savior. But yeah, the forecast. Let's pull that sweet beast up. Check her out. Oh, jeez Louise. I'm going to have to switch the batteries up in this thing. Make sure we're getting the finest quality audio for everybody. I don't know why my voice is going Minnesota. Why is it going Minnesota lately? I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. Usually we are rolling like a crazy person. Yeah, usually wherever I go, you know, it takes me about 10 hours being down south to start saying y'all. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, let's take a gander at the old forecast. And, in that... all right. Yeah, we're in the stream. Right on the edge of it, though. It's kind of funny. I have two forecasts, the Mercator projection and the RTOF something or other. Yeah, I guess we're both on it. But as far as the forecast goes, we're supposed to be seeing increasing winds for the next 18 hours, which hopefully 18 hours we're doing that should get us up past Hatteras. Yeah. We should be able to get north of Hatteras with this little burst, and then we'll be a little bit hard on the wind. By tomorrow afternoon, we have to tack, and then we're going to get becalmed yet again. Okay, interesting. I like it. I like what I see. Nothing substantial. That's in the digital world, though, folks. The digital world, I like what I see. In the real world, out here on the ocean, a little unnerving. When you see thunderheads and thunderstorms and all that sort of stuff off in the distance, typically there's a couple types where you see the big, puffy, beautiful heads of these clouds, and you're like, wow, okay, that's gorgeous. It's headed my way, but it's pretty far away, and it's already doing its thing. And then you see just the blanket overcast sky from gigantic thunderstorms that have already reached the jet stream, that have had their tops trimmed by said jet stream, and it just splays out a cloud cover overcast system everywhere. And that's what I'm seeing. From south to north, we've got cloud cover, and it's hot, it's sticky. I don't see any lightning yet, but we'll see. We will see. I'm going to go up on deck. We're going to assess the situation, and I don't know. We'll probably peel back into this podcast a little later. I got to drink some of this coffee, though. I am in need. Oh, golly. It tastes so good. It tastes so good. Okay, welcome. I don't need any batteries. Holy smokes. It's 4:15 a.m. Cracking into a BL. After that debacle. Tell you what. What a pain in the bootay. Oh, it's still so hot. It's like 85 degrees. Why is it so hot? Does it have to be? Jeez Louise. We had this sou'wester, and it was so light, and we're just able to stay in the stream and just keep things going. And it was loud. The mainsail was slatting a bit. Kind of a pain. But then I woke up about an hour ago, 30 minutes ago, something like that. And it is just I need some light on this. Ice cold BL. More like medium cold. There we go. All right, we got some light in the situation. That's good. Holy smokes! There's lightning everywhere. To the east of us, to the west of us, to the north of us. Lightning everywhere. And like I said, it is so hot. So impossibly hot still. Tried to sleep. Got a little sleep for sure. But I felt my pillow is so crusty with just sweat. Dried sweat. It's so bad. It's so gross. My kingdom for an air conditioner. Although an air conditioner would also necessitate like a Northern Lights generator. Yeah, let's throw a second engine on board this boat. That'd be sweet. Yeah. So I get up and it's just we're headed. The winds have changed. They've gone from southwest to westerlies. And I was like, and it's light. All this wind is light wind. It's 5 knots, something like that at its best. And I'm just like, dude, no way. We want to be kind of heading out. We don't want to. We're only like 20 miles from the Outer Banks of Cape Hatteras. So we needed to get a little more distance to not only give us a little distance, but also make sure we stay in the Gulf Stream. Oh, this beer is full, fantastic. That thing, I mean, because we were in the stream, even when we were drifting, even when we were slatting, we were still moving to like 3 knots. So thank goodness for that. But yeah, it became a bit infuriating. And now, now we're doing 6.5 knots, headed to the northeast in the stream. But it necessitated us putting up a new head sail, which is why I'm hooing and hawing, because that was something I did not want to do when I woke up an hour ago. It's like, for real? That's the gist of it, folks. When you're out solo sailing, it's a barrage. Well, not even solo sailing, just sailing. If you are overnight offshore, commit to the bit sort of sailing, you're gonna have to do things at the least opportune time possible. The only nice part about this now is that we are moving fast enough that there is actual wind coming down into the cabin, so I can feel a little bit of breeze, and it feels amazing. Voltage is down to 12.3, which is not great, which means I'm running that fridge a little too hard. I'm going to have to back that off, which means I'm going to have a big old breakfast. Jeez Louise, I'm so tired. You get in these modes where you like wake up, dude. I don't even know. I can't even remember putting that sail up. How funny is that? You'd think I'd be like some drunkard out here or something like that. Like it's just sleep deprivation. As I crush this delicious BL. No. It is oh God almighty. I am just sweating. I'm so sweaty. And so but all is well. We've got 3 sails, 3 sheets to windward, 3 sheets to leeward, sorry. So we are juicing. We're doing 6.5 knots now. We're headed back to the main part of the stream. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Our forecast is not looking fantastic, to say the least. Oh! I mean, okay. So we left in like 6 hours. We will be at 48 hours, and we are basically around Cape Hatteras. So we're there on the time chart. It looks like we're going to get northerlies for the rest of today into tomorrow. We're not going to have real wind until Wednesday. Oh, man, I hope I don't have to motor today. I think I'm going to have to motor. Jeez Louise. Hey, it is what it is. Right now, though, we got stars out. There's lightning. And I'm going to go watch all that stuff instead of trying to make the most boring podcast in the world. I apologize. We'll come back to you when we're having coffee at sunrise. Oh, man. Whew. The unparalleled relief of silence. Holy smokes, folks. We have been motoring for 13 hours. Oh, wow. That's almost a new record aboard the old Mighty Sparrow. Sorry if there's a bit of fan noise, but it is scorching hot down below, thanks to the hulking mass of the Perkins 4108 that's been steaming away all day and into the night. Oh, that's delicious coffee. We had great wind for a day, and then it slowly started petering out around noon. And we weren't really headed in the right direction anyway. It was more of a nor'wester heading, and we really need to go to the northeast. So it was kind of a good thing that eventually the winds died off and the engine came on. The nice part is that it is so dead flat calm. I mean, there's barely, we don't even, I took the mainsail down and we're barely rocking. So that says a lot about the sea state right now. But yeah, unfortunately, like most forecasts go, this one unfortunately has been rather incorrect since the get-go. And those first few days were right, but then everything else has kind of constantly changed. We do have a bit of a nor'easter. Not a, oh jeez. Picking up the coasties. We just the winds, it'll blow like near gale, I guess. Nah, not even. Probably just like force 6. I think it's supposed to be blowing high 20s and then gusting up into the mid 30s for a couple of hours. Hopefully we get northeast of that, and it's kind of moving around where it's most intense, but it's gonna be kind of a big blanket. So we're gonna get a little weather out here. We're gonna get some wave action. We're gonna be pounding into it. So I'm not super looking forward to that, but at the same time, at this point, wind is wind. We can motor for, let's see, how much is in there? I think we should be able to motor for somewhere near 100 and something hours. So that's a lot. We've got a range. But, boy, I really don't like motoring. I was able to sleep, though, today. I needed to after last night. Oh, sorry. It didn't get much sleep the night before because we got becalmed then as well and had to motor. But, yeah, very, very happy about the engine performance, though. I will say 1,000 RPMs. We're doing 4.5 knots. And she's purring like a kitten. She's running a little bit warmer than normal, but I kind of just think that's the new normal as far as the ancient analog gauge that is telling me the temperature, the water temperature in the engine is. I can go down and feel the pipes. And I can put my hand on the engine and hold it there for a little bit. So I know it's not. I would like one of those thermometer things, the little laser guns, so you can just point it and it'll tell you how hot the engine is, and then also know or be knowledgeable in different aspects of the engine. And because I'm assuming that there's going to be some areas that are going to be hotter than others, and what's okay and what's not okay. But I mean, I look at the exhaust. There's no steam or smoke coming out of it. The battery temperature in the engine room isn't excessively high, and except for just the raw, unadulterated heat that comes bellowing into the cabin, and the noise. Obviously the noise is the worst. I have this the companionway stairs are not like a ladder. They're these big boxy type shelves essentially that are stairs as well, and I would really like to. I've been on some West Sails that have a nice little staircase and like a ladder. And then they have a nice big actual door that is also soundproofed. And that, I think, is the ideal situation as far as trying to cut the noise down. Also, maybe not having a 50 horsepower Perkins in there. Something like one of the betas would be pretty cool, but neither here nor there. As long as it works, that's all I care about. And yeah, so we're going to take a little break. I'm going to get some sleep. Beautiful stars. We've got the, I forget which meteor shower is in the area now, but we've been seeing a lot of those. That's been pretty cool. It's a gorgeous, it's one of those nights out at sea where the reflection of the stars is on the water. You can't see where the horizon and the sea and the sky meet. It's just complete stars. You're floating, and except for maybe the fact that I can feel gravity, this must be what it's like to traverse space. Just surrounded by stars, 360-degree view. It's absolutely unbelievably beautiful out here. So I've been up for the last couple hours just drinking some coffee and watching the stars and watching the orbs. The orbs are back. Yes. Still don't understand what those are. They kind of come on. They dim out, and then they brighten up, and then they dim out. And I actually have my laser pointer, and these are way off in the distance, due north of us. So not in any sort of direction that there would be like air traffic or anything. Plus, these aren't are not airplanes. But if I did like a loop-de-loo with my laser pointer, all of a sudden one or two of them would come on and they'd brighten up, and then they dim right back out. So I don't know. Weird. Woo. But yeah, I think we're making decent time. It looks like probably an arrival. Today's, I think, the 30th, 31st, 1st. I think it'll be like the 1st or the 2nd we'll be pulling into the Cape. Oh, which is good. That gives me a couple of days to get some sleep and prepare for the talks. And then shortly thereafter, we're headed up to the last leg of this journey, back up to Rockland, Maine. Crazy. I am tired. I'll tell you that much. I figure it's 4 a.m. now. Sleep until sunrise. Get up, make a big old breakfast, and then slap the donkey, or kick the donkey, and get this boat moving again. We're going to have light winds coming up from the south, which is going to be infuriating because it's not going to allow me to do any sort of real sailing until they strengthen up enough that I can run with it. Although I may, depending on the angle, it may be drifter and the big drifter and full main and kind of broad reaching out to the east, maybe overshoot everything and enter Nantucket Sound from the east. That'll put us in a better position for the stronger winds coming out of the east-northeast. Then I could power reach along instead of slamming straight into them. Probably going to have to forereach, I would think, but I had to put up that. I'm going to run the line for the third reef. Been taking that one out recently just so I don't have to listen to that line slap around. And then, all the other sails are up there, so I get the storm jib and all that sort of stuff. This is all just in case. You always want to have that game plan, but I do not expect to use them, but at the same time, if it's blowing 35 knots, I'd rather not stress the rig out and stress the boat, even though I know, this old girl can take quite a beating. But if I'm not going to be sailing in the exact direction I want to go, then there's really no reason to beat the boat up just to be sailing faster, you know. I'd almost rather just forereach nice and slow, comfy, or hey, even hove to, kick back and relax for a little bit. But anyway, that is going to be it from tired old J Rome here, and yeah, we'll keep doing it. It's like I can't record when the engine's on because it is so loud. And the day before, yeah, it hasn't been one of those trips where there's a ton of great sailing and we're just recording all the time because not a whole lot's happened. It's kind of a boring one. To say the least. But hey, you say that, then things get real exciting real fast. Alrighty. Thanks for listening. Till next time.